adopted ISO 45000 and one used to be OSHA's 18000, which talks to issues of occupational health and safety. He alluded to all those systems, but specifically, we are gathered here for environmental and social management system, which is a system primarily developed to handle issues to do with environmental impact assessments, RAPs, which is resettlement action plans, etc., etc. So Mutasa Oliver, representing ZETDC Consulting and SustiGlobal Consulting. So it was a joint venture between the two organizations. Now, the world is at crossroads. We are the first generation that can irreversibly transform this planet for the West, and we're also the last generation that can avert disaster. We've got a role to play. I think from Mr. Gada's presentation, I can actually see that there are examples of, or there are testimonies of how you guys as ZETDC, you do interact, you do come across these issues that we are discussing today. Then Dixon at one point, he said environmental management is not managing the environment per se, but what is it all about? It has to do with the managing persons that do interact with the environment. That is why today we do not gather trees, rivers to listen to this discussion. We brought people like yourselves. Why? Because it is you who has got a role to play. It is you who sit down and develop policies whilst drinking orange crush and juices, but then decide to throw away the policies as paper tigers. Very good blueprints, but on implementation, we are still to be found wanting. There are some points here to ponder. Some of them they do relate to the Zimbabwe situation. Some of them they do apply to world over. But this is very important. Current global municipal soil waste generation levels are approximately 1.3 billion tons a year, and are expected to increase to approximately 2.2 billion tons per year by 2025. That was the World Bank report in 2012. New waste streams such as electronic waste, which is called e-waste, sometimes called e-waste, are fast growing and adding to the burden to the already existing solid that is giving us some challenges in terms of management. Then also another point, this pollution is one of the biggest killers. Pollution is the biggest killer, affecting more than 100 million worldwide. This is affecting us. 5,000 people die every day as a result of drinking unclean water. Not because of HIV and AIDS, not because of cancer, but because of drinking unclean water. So this is message for us. This is message for us engineers, message for us who are gathered here, to make sure that we take on board all control measures to make sure that our operations do conform to the requirements of sustainable development, which allows utilization of the available resources without jeopardizing future generations from accessing the same resources. People who live in the high density suffer from air pollution and have got a 20% higher risk of dying from lung cancer. This is not talking about high density found elsewhere, but Zimbabwe is also part of this. More than 3 million kids under the age of 5 years die every year due to environmental factors like pollution. The last point, noise pollution is the most neglected type of pollution. It seems not to be existing amongst people. When people sit down to talk about pollution, they're talking about land pollution, talking about water pollution, and other types of pollution. But noise is a critical type of pollution that has got impacts, that has got a bearing, that it can actually affect employees at work. So these are critical points to ponder on, which gives a justification why a system of this nature is to be implemented. Thank you, ZETDC management, for taking time to peep into this, and then obviously with the bidding of AFDB to consider having this system. So this is just a program guide, talks about areas that we have covered so far. So here and there we'll just come to this in case some of you do not have access to the hard copy of the program. I think our toilets, I think we are aware, Mr. Gada, I think could not highlight that our toilets are located, you have to go this direction, past the swimming pool. You locate your trainers there, your cell phones. I think we have already done this before. I think this has been covered. Yes, first we want to thank the team that we have been working with in developing this system, Engineer Dwe. I'm happy you are present. Thank you for the assistance. Mr. Ghana, thank you. Thank you all for the participation, for the information that you have given us, which found itself into the reports that we managed to come up with. Now, who is SustiGlobal? Who is ZETDC Consulting? These are two companies. ZETDC is located in Canada. It has done quite a number of projects, including environmental and social management framework for World Bank Step B project in Nigeria. It is like a global company which has had projects in Nigeria, Lesotho, Canada, Algeria, and around. So we partner with that organization so that we'll come up with a comprehensive system that speaks to the requirements of the task that is beforehand. They also participated in World Bank ESMF, which is Environmental and Social Management Framework, quite related to environmental management system that we are doing. He did that again in quite a number of projects that I might not want to waste much time on. Then SustiGlobal, the local partner, where I'm coming from, we have done a number of projects. This is Abona included, Deka Thermal Power Station. It's a 5 megawatt power station that is currently under construction by a Chinese company, Zimbabwe Zhongjin Electrical Energy in Wange. Then also a transmission line 132 for a feeder. It's a feeder transmission line to feed into the grid. These are some of the projects that we have done. Yes, that's the distribution of the project around the country and some of the clients that we have worked with in these related services. What is ESMF? I think Mr. Gada, he talked a lot about this. It is a system of procedures, requirements, policies, which is developed and designed to make sure that it guides and governs as a guide to direct how processes will be done. Like, for example, if we've got a procedure on how to conduct a certain operation, in the event that you are not available today, somebody comes in, should you just be able to do the same task in a similar way after reading the procedure that is available. So obviously this is meant to make sure that there is continuity when we do work. In most of the accidents that we do witness at workplace, there is a result of lack of that continuity, which sometimes exists when people choose to operate without systems. Now, a system is like a complicated term because usually it's not so we don't have a shorter way. I don't know what it looks like something complicated and people are always against a change. Yet a system at times, when we do a system, we have to recognize, we have to start by what we call a gap analysis to establish what are the existing processes that are happening before we then make recommendations as to whether a system has to be done. And actually, with this system we are talking about, the most important part is the documentation aspect. We need a document to support that a system is in existence. Some people are doing the system already, are living within the spirit of the system. But if you don't have a document to support that, it will be difficult. It is important to have a document. So a system brings in this additional component that has to do with documentation of the system. It has to be documented. This, I think, has been explained again why we really need this. I think Mr. Gada was reading through the slide. Why do we need this? These are operations, ZETDC, generation is by PC, it's okay, independent power, producers feeding into your transmission network, which you guys do on. You need to establish the network. What is involved? I will get more information from you, but basically this is just a presentation to show how you guys do things from our point of view. And that's your network. That's your network. I hope it's quite clear, or you are familiar with the map already before even coming to this. What is so critical when a system has to be developed is this thing called leadership and commitment. It's a fundamental requirement. Every system starts and fails with leadership. So if we've got a leadership commitment, of which the commitment is shown, starting by the leadership seeking the service of a consultant to make sure that the system it does run, and also providing resources so that the system can run, because it has got things like trainings and preparation of the documents.